Okay, starting up with Mission 3, because this is the second campaign we're doing, all of Bones' monsters start with the Status Affliction buff to their regular attacks, okay? Normally these would just be normal attacks, but now that he's above level 30, the Spellbind and Stone Eyes have a chance of paralyzing an enemy, and Poison Twin Claws, of course, will do poison damage. So that's going to make things a lot easier for us going into this. We don't really need to switch to monsters we already have. I want to ride these out and see what we can do with them. This mission's actually kind of difficult if it's a clean save file, and this is why I say Kaiba's campaign is harder to start. Or Kaiba, our rear units have been attacked and we've lost contact. We're the only ones who've reached the front line. We're doomed. What are we going to do now, Kaiba? There's no way to even escape. What are you afraid of? You're a program. Nothing but ones and zeros. How can you be so calm? And what the heck are you talking about? I love that line so much. I don't know why. You'll be the first one to die, Marthas. Why did I ever volunteer to serve with you? You're crazy. And you, sir, are a fool. I like how he can hear this from a castle way down somewhere else. Do they have intercoms? So, yeah, Pegasus, this isn't actually him. It's one of the characters created into the game. I don't know if this follows manga continuity, because for those of you that don't know, in manga continuity, Bakura killed Pegasus during Duelist Kingdom. The anime decided to nix that because they figured they could use him later. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start getting blitzed by a few guards here. There's the Labyrinth Ruler, who just kind of hangs out here. He'll be kind of important later, but shockingly, the Labyrinth Ruler has nothing to do with the Paradox Brothers, even though he looks like a fusion between them, and even though he serves Pegasus here. I know he was created in a game before this, but, whatever. Alright, so we got 2 units coming right toward us. I'm gonna actually do something a little weird and try to fight one of them on the road to see if I can buff the Magnet Warriors a bit. And then we'll let Bone show off his power. These aren't especially strong, just some regular warriors. Yeah, road is definitely preferable. Don't fight them in the open field, because then they'll get a major buff. This team is actually downright weak. But whatever, they both mean to attack you at the same time. Also, it's kind of sad that this skilled warrior can't significantly outpace a giant soldier of stone who's not even moving that fast in the animation. That's pathetic, actually. Okay, gonna position them right up here. This Magnet Warrior's got a huge hitbox. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But whatever. If anything, I'm doing this just because we don't normally see the road backdrop in this game. Alright, they can already... Oh yeah, we have the shell shock. I almost forgot all about that. I guess if I keep confusing them, that'll probably help me. At the very least, I can finish them off quickly. Though the effects make it look like a messed up Atari Jaguar game. So, I'm going to try to have these uploaded in a reasonable and timely manner, but that's going to be somewhat difficult. At the time of doing this stream, I'm going to Super Smash Con next week, which I'm looking forward to quite a lot. The only downside is that's going to take a few days from me, and then when I get back, I'm not sure if I'll be tired enough to do anything that night. It's going to be a good session. I got my General Blue costume ready. At the very least, I'm looking up places in the area where I can just mess around outside of bracket. I'm happy that they don't actually start the singles brackets until around, I think I saw it was 11 a.m. on Friday is when the earliest one starts. I don't know which wave I'm actually in yet, but we'll figure that out then. Samurai Tortoise, thank you for the lurking. Good to see you, my buddy. Yo, all of you who are watching this in post when I upload it later, Samurai Tortoise is a real one, okay? This guy was streaming Baldur's Gate 3 for like 8 hours today. That's nuts, okay? Man's got insane endurance. I don't know if I could stream anything for 8 hours. I think the longest I ever did was 5, and that's because I was riding off some euphoria when I got raided by a bunch of people. Yeah, so Shell Shock is pretty consistently confusing these guys. It's mildly concerning that they were targeting Beta so much, just because Beta is the strongest Magnet Warrior, but, I mean, I guess it's fine. Sucker survived, and that's all we need right now. I will say that actually fighting Pegasus in this chapter is somewhat difficult, just because of how strong his monsters can be. I must have really screwed something up when I was a kid, because I swear, I always fought him in the dead of night, but that means I must have waited like a really long while for my forces to recover. Or maybe I just tried to recapture everything when you absolutely don't need to do that. Or maybe I psyched myself out too much because, like, since Pegasus was so strong in the show, and since he beat Kaiba in that continuity, I guess I just kind of assumed this was the same principle, like he would have beaten Kaiba in a one-on-one fight. I think, speaking of which, I'm gonna have Kaiba... We still have access to this, for whatever reason. But don't send your units all in there, because it's a complete waste. Anyway, now I'm going to show you how overpowered status afflictions are. So, if these have more than a 50% success rate, then we've got nothing to worry about. And I'm pretty sure their success rate is even higher than that. I don't think it's a full 100, but it's pretty consistent. And as far as I'm aware, these effects do stack, too. In fact, let's see. Or let's not see. So yeah, even when it waited and wasted the turn, basically, it still took 100 poison damage. So you can't just do the wait strategy and hope that pays off. I guess the only kind of downside to having these effects is now you need to diversify your attacks a bit more so it doesn't feel like you wasted effort. What's kind of funny is that I'm pretty sure you can poison Giant Soldier of Stone as well, since Rock isn't an actual type in this game, so... I don't know. Wasn't there some early card, what was it called, like Germ Infection? It does a lot of damage to monsters that aren't machines, but machines are immune to it, I think is how it worked. But as you can see, the poison didn't last for very long, so we still gotta refresh it every so often. Yeah, there were those weird specific, like, counter and equip cards in the early sets that didn't really do anything, but they were kind of good in the playground metagaming style, where you knew what your opponent was doing, so you tried to plan ahead. Don't know if we can KO at this fight. It's gonna be close. Okay, we can poison it, so that does help quite a lot. Okay. Yeah, even though it's paralyzed, the poison still takes effect. So if this lasts long enough, then it'll do just enough. But I think it managed to eke by with just a small amount of health. Looks like it. Yeah, because it's the start of the turn. So maybe I should have actually waited there. Ah, well, doesn't really matter. Midnight Fiend in this team does have a blue medicine by default, so I'm not worried about healing. Guess we'll send the Magnet Warriors back in here, get some more HP. I'm gonna see if I can have Kaiba sneak down here and just take this base. And he went in there, whatever. Maybe that was faster, I don't know. Might have actually been, is the sad thing. Alright, and the Magnet Warriors gain additional moves. That's what we need to see. Okay. Now, I am going to try and beat the Labyrinth Ruler just because, like, he's somewhat relevant to this game. So, let's do it. I don't think any place here has cannon defense. No, we're good. So we're gonna heal up and then start wrecking this fool. Most of the bases around here don't really mean a whole lot. I mean, I guess you can try to get more items if this is the file you're doing things first, but it's not really necessary, so probably fine without. Yeah, it would actually be good for Kaiba to take him on, because Dragon Capture Jar does work on Parrot Dragon, who's probably... The Curry Box has a higher stat line, but since Parrot Dragon has more attacks and the blue medicine, I'd say that takes priority. Alright, let's just do this. Start off with a simple poisoning. That's mildly problematic. I don't want to lose Snakehair because she definitely has the best stats out of all of Bones' monsters, and, you know, the paralysis is pretty dang helpful. I don't especially care for the others. Poisoning is kind of unique in the sense that not a whole lot of monsters get that effect, but that's really about it. But whatever, now that Zenki's gone, he's got no real means of healing. For some reason, I thought the first attack would do a lot more. I'm just gonna finish it off because I don't want to risk any shenanigans. Alright, Dark Chimera here is definitely the stronger monster, which... Stop doing that! Yeesh. Apparently Shadow Ghoul did not take that compliment, did not feel very good about that. I can't speak. If I'm sounding a little confused, I apologize. I was just at a good show with some buddies, so it was a nice time, actually. Like, some people I know who do local comedy, they are amazing professionals in the sense that they can figure out such insane jokes on the fly. It's ridiculous, and I probably should have healed there. Right. Hey, Shadow Ghoul, you're not still mad about that thing where I said you're weaker, are you? Maybe you are. Okay, that was fine. I can live with that. this should finish things off. If not this attack directly, then the poison at the beginning of the next turn. There we go. Easy. Wow, 8 HP. That's, yeah, great sign. I get the feeling it would take a really long time for some of these weak monsters to actually crack 1,000. If I can paralyze it, then we'll be okay. Also, this is a rather ugly-looking sucker, I gotta be honest with you. I get that that's the point, but, man, just looking at that face up close. Kind of weird. Normally the same monster doesn't get 2 attacks in a row like that. Well, I'm not going to complain about it. I don't know if the idea is, like, because she's a snake, they assume she'd be faster. I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't work that way, but whatever. You definitely don't have to do that, but hey, I figure why not. The other marshals here I'm not concerned with because their teams are basically the same as what we already had to deal with. So yeah, at this point I'm just going to have Kaiba go and do the whole shebang. I know the Bakuri Box is a fusion monster in the card game. I don't remember what its fusion material is. It's probably some, like, weird, obscure nonsense, or maybe some tomb monsters, I don't know. But it definitely... I don't like this monster too much in this game because it's got that, like, overhead spinning energy ball attack that takes forever for the animation to go through. It's one of the issues where this game is kind of slow. And when you see that animation so frequently... it just... I don't get why they couldn't just simplify a lot of the magic users' attacks. It would make things so much easier. Sure, it wouldn't be as flashy, but like, most of the warrior monsters, their attacks aren't flashy, and that makes them a lot more fun to use, just in a casual sense, because, you know, it's just a bada bing, bada boom, they're done. Anyway, yeah, we've got like twice as many attacks as this fool, so we've got nothing to worry about. Again, if you are doing Kaiba's campaign first, Bakuri Box will hit like a freight train, so be aware of that. And Parrot Dragon, for all the crap I'm giving it, it's no slouch either. Dark Rabbit is just kind of there, I guess. Fun fact about Dark Rabbit, if I remember right, it was not released outside of Japan for many years arbitrarily. They just randomly threw it in an early 5D set, I think it was. Something like that. I know there's a lot of cards from the early ages of the game that just never got released here for whatever reason, and there's some other ones that should have been released but weren't. Like, what's it called? I think Shuttleroid? That was never released here, right? Pretty sure it wasn't. How do these things keep missing? It's missed. For goodness sakes. I guess it's in the name then, but whatever. your healer's gone, we got nothing to worry about. Keep it going. Abyss Crown. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad effect, it's just you're gonna get so tired of seeing that effect constantly when you have monsters that do it. Yeah, it was mildly problematic. We're fine. I was talking before about how, since the snake hair is part snake, you figure that makes her faster. Well, obviously they figured that Dragon Zombie somehow is really fast. This fool's got more moves than almost any monster in the game for some reason. Alright, your last attack. Make it count, my friend. Not bad. If that had been another critical, I might have actually lost a Phantom Warrior there. It was risky, but we're fine. I guess this is kind of cathartic, because if I remember right, the Curry Box is the thing that Pegasus used to beat Kaiba. I mean, it was more the finish-the-job type monster than anything. So I'm sure this is a little cathartic for him. Yeah, that's another thing. It wasn't a fusion monster in the anime. Neither was Flame Swordsman, but we don't talk about him anymore. So he retreats, but we get some development here. And there is not a base that looks like that on this map. What is going on here? Whatever. Pegasus J. Kreitzel. So this is not him, although that's very close to his original name, Pegasus J. Crawford, which is interesting. So, this is part of the reason why I say Kaiba's campaign has a better story, at least starting off, but unfortunately this plot thread doesn't go as far as you would like. It's at least nice world building, so I will give it credit for that.